This is the world news on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Amaka Felix. Good evening. First, the headlines. Fulani community denies murder allegations by Ogoni youths. Port Harcourt landlord faces legal battle for forcefully evicting tenant. And on the foreign scene, man admits murder of 4 university students in deal to avoid death penalty in US. Details in a moment. The Fulani community in River State has denied allegations that its cattle rearers were responsible for the death of an indigene of Yuken community in Thai local government area. The leader of the Fulani community in River State and zonal chairman of cattle rearers in the South, Alhaji Yor Mogodi, denied the allegation in an interview with newsmen. He instead accused members of the Yuken community of stealing cows belonging to his people. Mogodi, who said he has lived in Ogoni land for over 34 years as a cattle rearer, further alleged that 2 of his cattle rearers were kidnapped by members of the Ukraine community and their whereabouts remain unknown.
I live for 34 years in Igoni land. No place I know sabi for Igoni. Since the time Igoni be Igoni, and I go see the people. What caused the problem? The artifact. The time I come reach that place, 3 things I do. Any community I want carry my cow go that place. I can go see the community. I go see Sogo, the former chief. I meet him. I say, okay, I want come rearing my cow for this area. He said, no problem. Oh, you not touch our crop, you cannot have problem. I agree. Time to time they thief my cow. Sometimes they attack my boy. I go report to the chief. Some chief they fear they. I report to police. They go attack my boy. Reach to now, I know see 2 boys. All this day we they checking where they carry them. We know the time my boy called me, I don't go to area command.
Mogodi also refuted claims that he purchased land from former Nyokana youth leader Barikpoa Serikara, describing such reports as false and misleading. He further called for the immediate release of the 2 cattle rearers allegedly held hostage by the Ukraine community.
Kidnapping, I don't go to the anti-kidnapping. Before they follow me, we rescue some cow. Some they don't carry them. Go about 36 cow, 39 cow. Last year, they killed about 42 cow. One my boy, then cut in hand. The hand come out. Already, I don't go see them. Police for that place, they know I did that area. The chief, their chief, know I did for that area. Okay, anything they see, why they no report, then go kill my boy. No, what thing I want government do for me, I want them bring my boy, or them bring them back. They tell me what thing, how we stay with somebody, we there with the people, where we shop, where we do our business. We say we fight for that place. For what?
Youths from Ogoni communities on Tuesday protested against the recent killing of several Ogoni natives, allegedly by suspected herdsmen. The protesters marched from major streets in Port Harcourt to the headquarters of the River State Police Command, bearing placards with bold inscriptions such as "Stop the killings in Ogoni" and "Police intervene in the killings of Ogoni people." The River State Police Command has arrested 3 suspects: young Ezekiel, Isaiah, also known as Olito, and Onyekachi Paul, who allegedly attacked the Community Development Committee chairman of Okana in Abua Central in Abua Odro local government area of River State. The police said the arrest of the trio followed a complaint by the victim, identified as Christian Eddie Igeni, who reported the matter at one of its stations in the area. The CDC chairman, in a voice note to newsmen, said he met the suspects mounting pillars on his farmland, saying when he inquired what they were doing, they attacked him with machetes, which caused him several injuries. He said he was still in shock as he has yet to ascertain the reason the youths attacked him. Reacting to the incident, the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Grace Iringekoko, confirmed the incident. Iringekoko said the suspects have been transferred to the State Criminal Intelligence and Investigation Department for a discreet investigation, while operatives are on the trail of the others who fled. A Port Harcourt-based man, Ndudim Ikechukwu, may be facing a legal battle with his tenant, identified simply as Ikechukwu, over allegations of forceful eviction and malicious property damage. In a letter dated December 9, 2024, Ikechukwu issued a notice titled 7 Days Owner's Intention to Apply to Recover Possession, which was responded to by the tenant on March 6, 2025. In a petition addressed to the River State Commissioner of Police, Olugbenga Adikpoju, and 2 others, counsel to Ikechukwu alleged that the landlord, in an attempt to carry out the threatened eviction, had the apartment's roof removed under the guise of general renovation. The petition stated that the children of the tenant, including a newborn baby, were exposed to cold, while the family's personal belongings were damaged. The petition further listed the affected properties, which included wedding gifts, land documents, certificates, television sets, clothes, amongst other items reportedly damaged by exposure. The family, according to the petition, suffered both mental and psychological trauma due to what they described as the landlord's reckless action of renovating while the premises was still occupied. The petitioner is demanding an immediate payment of 10 million naira as compensation for damages, loss, pain, and trauma suffered by the family. The tenants warned that failure to comply within 7 days of receipt of the petition would lead to expedited legal action. When contacted, the landlord, Ndudim, declined to comment and referred Today FM to his legal representative, Mirabel Usoro, who confirmed receiving the petition but said she was yet to review its full content. The founding national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, Ralph Nwosu, says leaders of the party voluntarily resigned to allow former Senate President David Mark and former Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola to take charge and lead efforts to reposition both the party and the country. Nwosu stated this today at the unveiling of the ADC as the platform for the 2027 opposition coalition to challenge President Bola Tinubu's administration in the 2027 elections. He stated this when leaders and members of the opposition coalition converged at the Yaradua Center in Abuja for a meeting. The 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi, a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, and the former River State Governor, Rotimi Amechi, were present at the meeting. Also present were a former member of the National Assembly, Senator Dino Melaye, a former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalong, Dele Momodu, Senator Gabriel Soswam, Senator Ireti Kingibe of the Labour Party, a former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Emeka Ihedioha, and the former Chief of Air Staff, retired Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. Several other politicians from the People's Democratic Party, Social Democratic Party, and the Labour Party were also in attendance. In the meantime, a major faction within the African Democratic Congress ADC has kicked against the move by an opposition coalition to adopt the party as its political platform. In a statement issued by the faction's National Publicity Secretary, Musa Matara, the group warned that the ADC is not a private coalition platform to be hijacked by political elites. The faction expressed outrage over what it described as a unilateral decision made without input from critical stakeholders. Matara said the decision to merge with the opposition coalition was made without consulting key party structures, including state executives, youth and women leaders, and ward coordinators. The backlash comes after a meeting held yesterday in Abuja, where a coalition of opposition politicians and some ADC members reportedly agreed to use the party as a platform for a united opposition front. Matara insisted that the party leadership had no prior knowledge of these developments and reaffirmed their rejection of what he called an imposed agreement. You are listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay with us.
every day, every hour. When the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. A former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has resigned from the All Progressives Congress and joined the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Malami's defection was contained in a statement he signed titled, "To the Good People of Kebbi and Fellow Nigerians." According to the former minister, the economic realities facing Nigerians have become unbearable, citing a sharp increase in the cost of living, food inflation, and growing unemployment among the youth. He also faulted the current administration's handling of governance, accusing it of replacing merit with political patronage in critical appointments and national decision-making. The former Justice Minister, who hails from Kebbi State, emphasized that his defection to the ADC was in alignment with a larger coalition of political actors seeking a new direction for Nigeria. The People's Democratic Party says it remains united and intact regardless of its challenges. The national chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, stated this following the meeting of the PDP National Working Committee today in Abuja. Damagum insisted that the party cannot be conquered, noting it has mastered the art of conflict resolution. According to him, there is no place that will be as accommodating as the PDP. On the foreign scene now, a 30-year-old man has admitted to murdering 4 roommates in a small Idaho college town in 2022 as part of a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. Brian Kohlberger, who was a PhD criminology student, was set to stand trial in August over the attacks that shocked America. During a hearing, Judge Stephen Hippler read the details of the agreement, stating that Kohlberger had agreed to waive his right to appeal the case or ask for leniency. Kaylee Goncalves, Ethan Chapin, Zana Kernodle, and Madison Morgan were killed in their off-campus home in the city of Moscow in November 2022. The judge read out the charges against Kohlberger, 1 count of burglary, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison, and 4 counts of first-degree murder, which each carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. He pleaded guilty to all the charges. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. The Fulani community in River State has denied the murder allegations by Ogoni youths against its cattle rearers. You heard that a Port Harcourt landlord may face a legal battle for forcefully evicting his tenant. And on the foreign scene, we told you that a man has admitted to the murder of 4 university students in a deal to avoid death penalty in the U.S. Ifunanya Obeme Ndukwe edited the news. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Amaka Felix. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Stay informed, stay ahead. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM for the latest news and exciting sports updates. Your trusted source for everything you need to know. Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
The station with the
As the voice of the people, we make sure that no one misses out. On Today 95.1 FM, there's something for everyone.
Our tech show, because tech is new money. Our kids show, because we love the little ones.
Our gospelration, because it's the moment of truth. Our high life show, because high life is vintage.
Our sports show with the adrenaline. Our midnight show, because we care about your love life.
Our nostalgia drive, because old is gold. Our show for young people, because Gen Z code is on.
Our pigeon bit, because that one said day. Our book review, because books are a mirror. Our big stories, because big things only.
Our health shows with seasoned health experts, because we care that you're healthy. Our eyewitness report, because we want to hear from you. Our reggae show, because Rastafari. Boom!
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take actions towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this stuff.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
Voice of the people.
Wake up to today's quest, where breakfast on the radio is full course. We start with some motivation to ignite the spark in you for a great day. Then a full interactive sports show on Sport Attack 6:30 a.m. Unbeatable and concise news report on the world news at 7 a.m. And our newspaper review segment now 7:30 a.m. Oh yes, 7:30 a.m. The scoops and the commentaries from my esteemed panelists. Today's quest 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Miss it, you miss out.
Hello, my people. Are you ready for an electrifying experience that would send shivers down your spine? Welcome to the thrill. Hold on tight as we dive into the hottest high life tracks that will make your pulse race and your feet move. It's not just a show. It's a musical and talk adventure that would leave you craving for more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the thrill. 9 p.m. only on Today 95.1 FM.
Have you ever been in a situation where you had to pay a fine for an indictment? Then you later found out that there was an already established law to protect you from that penalty. Have you ever been denied a position because of your gender or disability? Have you ever been discriminated, treated unfairly, assaulted or cheated by your landlord, employer, tax collectors, bank, family, business partners, and the police? What if the breach between you and justice is just the right knowledge? I'm sure you've heard that knowledge is power. Join us every Saturday, 10 to 10:30 a.m. on Today 95.1 FM for the program The Law Today, to get acquainted with your legal rights and beneficial interests as a citizen of Nigeria. The Law Today, 10 to 10:30 a.m. every Saturday, is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
It all begins with breaking news.
Now make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore.
As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Yeah!
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt.
Weekdays, 4 p.m.
Get on the platform on radio and be served.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
It's been an exciting week. It's been an awesome week. And just in case you missed out on our big stories this week, we got you covered. Rewind comes up every Saturday, 6:30 a.m. And here you get your total rundown of all the big stories and trends for the week in River State. And this is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Rewind, 6:30 a.m. every Saturday. Don't miss it. What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
I tell you, that man a ritualist. You don't ever see as that man dressed like normal human being before. Every time na black, blue. That man a ritualist.
Just leave them. Now so those people will come from that place. Now so them behave.
You see this our neighbor. You see that fair guy where they always they carry laptop up and down. If you observe, you know they go work in the morning, but every time you go they change car. But I don't they observe and since.
I don't they there.
Now for you.
But me I know say, you know people where they come from that area. Now so all of them they behave. You know get with anybody if you tell me 9 drunk.
What is it with all the hate and the way we talk? Hate speech does no one any good. It only makes a bad situation worse. The aim is to stir more hate and anger rather than bring us together. All they want is to set you against your neighbor or even your brother. Will you let them? Hate speech is not just criminal, it is intended to destroy you. Shun hate speech. No one truly benefits. A message from Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
Bunkering is a legal act of smuggling crude oil from pipelines and storage facilities, which poses significant dangers to Nigerian society. This activity has different consequences that affect various aspects of the nation's well-being, and it has consequences such as untimely death, environmental devastation. It fuels insecurity. It also damages our infrastructure, and it also damages our international prestige. You might say, how do we make a living if we stop this illegal activity? Well, as a young individual, you can channel your energy into positive endeavors that can help you generate income and create an adequate future for yourself. These are some ideas to help you generate income. You can go into starting a business. You can also acquire digital skills or gain agricultural knowledge or engage in farming. You can also acquire art and creativity. You talk about technology and innovation. Then, skills and vocational training. Please note that success often requires dedication, consistency, and continuous learning. This message is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Your premium talk news and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. The news update on the headlines. Police confirms attack by hoodlums in a community last night, leaving few dead and many injured.
No. I don't want kill again. I don't tire. If I may ask, these are our baba, where their children they safe. If not good thing, they will not involve their children for this kind of matter. Me, I don't want carry gun again. I don't tire. I know they carry gun again. Don't be by force. Make their children can carry the gun.
Enough is enough. How long are we going to blame our government? We must agree to have a healthy society, a society that protects the weak while creating opportunities for the strong. Together, we can make this work. Let's give peace a chance. This information is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Officer, take. Officer, give me number. No time. Ma dey match am, they go.
What? You bribing the officer of the law? You under arrest. Let me see your papers. You can go. They're in order. Drive safe, okay?
I don't understand though. No be the same country again. Officer reject bribe. They arrested me yesterday. That yesterday, I go do my papers. See as I pass now. I pass without fear. You too, make you do wetin dey right. For we country to better, it dey for we hand. If you like, do like say you no hear am. To give or to take bribe, na offense.
Una don hear am, abi? You hear am too, abi? You hear am. You hear am well. They themselves, they hear am. Now the voice of the people. Now him bring this message give now. Today 95.1 FM. Now we be the voice of the people.
This is your premium talk radio. Today 95.1 FM.
Hey, you want to speed drive? Come on, go to the racetrack. You want to smoke? Not on the steering wheel. You want to drink alcohol? Don't do it on wheels. Go to a bar and don't drive afterwards. Seat belts are not for fancy. They're there to save your life. Know your traffic rules and obey them because they are for your own good. Drive with care because life is dear.
Wetin dey happen late? They say wahala dey finish. Na this one wahala be like bicycle. They just dey quick. Wetin dey happen? Na for Today 95.1 FM, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, Bomkwem. Na here you go hear wetin dey happen for Naija and obodo the world. Na that time where we dey bring you ogbonge story dem wey go shock you. You go wonder say na person do like this. Na so we dey bring am come give you as e dey hot. Now where we dey find way to sweep this country, don't run. You go stay blood in the chopper. You say this one, no worry. When time reach, I'll say I want to take them. Make I see where they go.
Homeland is homeland.
Me, I go open gate for them. I no go be get man at that time for airport. Wetin dey happen? Make you no miss Mazi Ike God Ike Machuku and MC Kuro for wetin dey happen. You go enjoy yourself. No forget to say woman dey chop our recharge card woto. I don dey tell una say this place na education center. As you sit down here with us from Monday to Friday, you go enjoy wetin dey happen. Wetin dey happen? Make you no miss am at all.
Live from the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. This is Today 95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, Voice of the People. It is time again for a rundown of the foreign news stories that made the headlines on the world today. I am Amaka Felix. Good evening. Let's take the headlines. AU helicopter crash in Somalia airport claims 3 lives. 4 persons reportedly died and 4 others missing after oil barge sinks in Gulf of Suez. 2 Chinese nationals charged for attempting to recruit spies in U.S. military. Iran president signs law suspending cooperation with IAEA. Venezuelan lawmakers declare UN human rights chief persona non grata. Details in a bit. A helicopter used by African Union peacekeeping mission has crashed at the international airport in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, killing at least 3 people. Head of the immigration office at the airport, Artan Mohammed, who confirmed the incident, said it occurred at Aden Ade Airport today as the helicopter was trying to land. The helicopter, which belonged to the Ugandan Air Force, but was being operated by the African Union Support and Stabilization Mission in Somalia, AWSOM, had taken off from Beldogle Airfield in the Lower Shabelle region with 8 people on board. A Ugandan spokesperson said the fate of the remaining 5 people on board has yet to be determined. Witnesses described the helicopter plummeting to the ground and exploding, causing a fire. Minor delays were reported at the airport, but the Director General of the country's Civil Aviation Authority said that flights had resumed. Mali's armed forces have killed 80 fighters in response to a series of simultaneous and coordinated attacks on military posts across the country. The military, in a video statement, said the enemy suffered significant losses in every location where they engaged with the security and defense forces. The army's spokesperson, Suleiman Dembele, during the broadcast displayed visuals of fallen rebels, their weapons, motorbikes and vehicles. Al-Qaeda affiliate Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin Janim earlier claimed responsibility for coordinated and high-quality attacks, saying it had taken control of 3 barracks and dozens of military positions. Mali's armed forces said the attacks took place in 7 towns in the central and western regions of the West African country. The incidents bore the hallmarks of other recent operations by the group, which has conducted similar assaults on military positions in Mali and Burkina Faso. Mali, governed by a military government since 2020, has for more than a decade fought violent groups linked to ISIL, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, while contending with a longer history of Tuareg-led rebellions in the north. The country's army disclosed that the attacks targeted the Boli in western Mali, near the border with Senegal, and the nearby towns of Kais and Sandere. There were also attacks in Nioro du Sahel and Goguri, northwest of the capital Bamako, near the border with Mauritania, and in Molodo and Niono in central Mali, all struck by shell fire. A Zimbabwean court has dismissed an opposition bid to block public hearings into the Gukura Hindu massacres, an episode in the 1980s during which thousands were killed by elite troops under then President Robert Mugabe. The Zimbabwe African People's Union, ZAPU, argued that the process lacks impartiality and legal legitimacy, as it is led by traditional chiefs. But the Bulawayo High Court ruled the challenge was not urgent and came too late. The hearings, backed by President Emerson Mnangagwa himself, a former security minister during that era, aimed to promote truth, reconciliation, and healing in communities affected by the killings, especially in Matabeleland and the Midlands. Victims' groups welcomed the move as a long overdue chance for justice and public acknowledgement. While ZAPU remains critical, saying the model silences perpetrators and risks whitewashing history. The hearings will collect testimonies, with chiefs playing a central role in facilitating dialogue. An oil drilling barge has sunk in the Gulf of Suez, killing at least 4 crew members and leaving 4 others unaccounted for. The Egyptian government said 22 people were injured when the Adam Marine 12 sank the previous night in the Gabel. The barge was being towed to a new location when it capsized. Egypt's Ministry of Health said 4 of the injured people were airlifted to the hospital, with 18 others transported by ambulance. In another development, Oman's foreign minister has joined his Egyptian counterpart in Cairo for meetings about regional tensions following the 12-day Israel-Iran war. Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi called on Washington and Tehran to stabilize the ceasefire and return to the negotiating table. Al-Busaidi, who made this call at a joint press conference in Egypt, urged both countries not to set impossible conditions for the resumption of negotiations. He called for conditions that will create a sound, reasonable, and sustainable return to negotiations. The 2 ministers also discussed the ongoing conflict in Gaza, stating that the situation is extremely complex. However, Egypt's foreign minister, Badr Abdelati, said Egypt is ready to host an international conference on Gaza's recovery and reconstruction once a ceasefire is reached. Away from Africa to the rest of the world, after 60 years, the Donald Trump's administration has shut down the U.S. Agency for International Development. The closure is part of the administration's crackdown on the federal government and was one of the prime targets of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. The U.S. Congress passed the Foreign Assistance Act, and President John F. Kennedy set up USAID as an independent agency in 1961. Its mission over the years has been to partner with countries to end extreme poverty and promote resilient, democratic societies. USAID's support played a vital role for agriculture's green revolution, credited with saving 1 billion lives around the world. The agency's work with other global partners has strengthened health systems globally, contributing to reducing deaths among children under 5 by 69% since 1990. However, funding for many of the programs have been cut off or reduced under President Trump, shutting down many of those leading programs. Meanwhile, United States media giant Paramount has agreed to pay $16 million to settle a lawsuit filed by President Donald Trump over the editing of a 2024 interview aired by CBS. The payout, announced today, will go towards President Trump's planned presidential library, with Paramount stating the funds would not be given to him directly or indirectly. The case stems from a broadcast of 60 Minutes featuring then Vice President Kamala Harris, which Trump alleged had been deceptively edited to benefit the Democratic Party before the 2024 election. Trump initially sought $10 billion in damages, later raising the claim to $20 billion. While CBS had described the lawsuit as completely without merit and sought its dismissal, the case proceeded to mediation in April. The company revealed that the settlement does not include a statement of apology or regret. In another development, the United States Department of Justice has charged 2 Chinese citizens for spying and trying to recruit from within the country's military ranks. According to the statement, Yuan Chen and Lorraine Ryan Lei are accused of working on behalf of China's foreign intelligence arm, the Ministry of State Security, MSS. The pair allegedly carried out a range of clandestine intelligence taskings, including facilitating payments in exchange for national security information, gathering intelligence on Navy bases, and attempting to recruit MSS assets. Attorney General Pam Bondi said the case underscores the Chinese government's sustained and aggressive efforts to infiltrate the U.S. military and undermine their national security from within. The men reportedly met with MSS agents, and in 2022, they left a backpack with $10,000 in cash in a California locker as payment to other individuals for intelligence gathering. Also, the United States says it is halting some weapons deliveries to Kyiv that were promised under the Biden administration. The Biden-era pledges, which included various munitions to bolster Ukraine's defenses, are now under review as the Pentagon reassesses current inventory levels. White House spokesperson Anna Kelly, in a statement, explained that the decision was made to put America's interests first, following a review of their nation's military support and assistance to other countries across the globe. Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said America's military has never been more ready and more capable, noting that a major tax and defense spending bill in Congress would help modernize systems for long-term deterrence. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has signed a law suspending cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. The move comes a week after Iran's parliament passed legislation to suspend cooperation with the IAEA, citing Israel's June 13 attack on Iran and later strikes by the U.S. on Iranian nuclear facilities. According to the parliament's resolution, IAEA inspectors will not be allowed to visit nuclear sites without approval from Iran's Supreme National Security Council. Iran's foreign minister earlier this week said IAEA chief Rafael Grossi, whom Iranian officials have sharply criticized for failing to condemn Israeli and U.S. strikes during the recent 12-day war, was no longer welcome in the country. Australia has announced plans to tighten oversight of childcare facilities after a man in Melbourne was charged with dozens of sexual offences against children in his care. The moves come after police in the southern state of Victoria announced that they had charged a 26-year-old childcare worker with more than 70 child sex offences, including rape. The man, identified as Joshua Dale Brown, is accused of abusing 8 victims aged between 5 months and 2 years at a childcare centre in Melbourne's western suburbs. Police have said they are also investigating evidence of abuse at a second childcare centre in the northwest of the city. Authorities say the accused worked at 20 childcare facilities in total during an 8-year span that lasted until May. Health authorities in Victoria have recommended that 1,200 children linked to facilities where the man worked be tested for infectious diseases as a precautionary measure. Venezuela's National Assembly has voted to declare the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, persona non grata after he publicly criticized the government's human rights violations. The unanimous declaration follows comments from Turk last week before the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, condemning what he said were arbitrary detentions and forced disappearances. In remarks before the declaration, Assembly President George Rodriguez accused Turk of turning a blind eye to other rights abuses, such as the deportation of Venezuelan immigrants living in the United States to a detention facility in El Salvador. The declaration of Turk as persona non grata does not have an immediate impact, but the government could move to expel his office from the country. That story from Venezuela concludes tonight's edition of The World Today, as produced by Sandra Kenneth of the News Department. Before we go, here is a summary of the stories that made the headline. A helicopter used by an African Union peacekeeping mission has crashed at the international airport in Somalia, killing 3 people. 4 persons have reportedly died and 4 others missing after oil barge sinks in Gulf of Suez. You heard that 2 Chinese nationals have been charged for trying to recruit spies in the United States military. We also told you that Iran president has signed a law suspending cooperation with IAEA. And finally, you heard that Venezuelan lawmakers have declared UN Human Rights Chief persona non grata. Till same time tomorrow, do have a lovely evening and thank you for listening.
Say no to the ordinary. Embrace the extraordinary, because we are the voice of the people. Voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM.
Red is passion. Pink is for unconditional love. Blue is for loyalty. While black is secretive and mysterious.
Baby, tonight, the night
Let's talk about love. The passion, the bliss, the betrayal, and everything in between. On Lovey Dovey. Mondays to Thursdays from 11 p.m. beneath the night sky with the Amaka Felix on Today 95.1 FM.
This is your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM.
BBC World Service. I'm Richard Kagoy in Nairobi with Focus on Africa. A mother's struggle to raise children fathered and abandoned by UN peacekeepers in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
We were together for 3 months. I was pregnant before he left, and he knew I was pregnant. Until today, he has never looked for his child. He left without a word.
The South African Minister of Police tells us what's being done to tackle gang violence in parts of Cape Town. Also, the fast K-pop girl group headlines a festival in Morocco.
Definitely a place I've always wanted to go, and I never expected, that we could perform there for even like a festival. So it was a very exciting experience for us.
We look at how South Korean culture is taking Africa by storm. That's all on the BBC. Tonight in Focus. First, the news.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. The US rapper and music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been found guilty on 2 counts of transportation of women to engage in prostitution, but not guilty of the most serious charges against him. The transportation convictions carry a maximum sentence of 10 years. They relate to 2 of his former girlfriends. Both testified to having been physically and sexually abused by Combs. Nomi Iqbal is outside the court.
I think this would be seen as a partial victory, of course, for the prosecution. Not a full victory. They had really gone hard on Sean Combs in terms of that racketeering conspiracy, the most serious charge, but the jury did not accept the government's case. They didn't think that it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt that he was using his fame and wealth to carry out a criminal enterprise.
Ukraine has expressed concern that a decision by President Trump's administration to suspend some US weapons deliveries to Kyiv could embolden Russia. The Foreign Ministry has invited a US diplomat for talks from Kyiv. Here's Paul Adams.
Worries about US stockpiles are hardly new, but the American chargé d'affaires in Kiev has been asked to clarify what's going on. Any delay or hesitation in supporting Ukraine's defence capabilities, the Foreign Ministry said, would encourage the aggressor to continue the war rather than seeking peace. President Zelensky's office expressed the hope that the coming days would bring clarification. Patriot air defence batteries and the missiles carried by Western-supplied F-16 jets are vital to protect Ukraine from Russia's relentless aerial attacks.
Hamas has said it's considering new ceasefire proposals for Gaza, saying its aims remain an end to Israeli aggression and the withdrawal of Israeli troops. The proposed 60-day ceasefire and hostage release agreement was announced by President Trump, who said Israel's government had agreed to it. But reports say a number of far-right ministers remain unconvinced. Meanwhile, Hamas officials have charged the leader of a rival armed group operating in the south of Gaza with treason. They've ordered Yasser Abu Shabab to turn himself in and stand trial. Here's Temesgen Debasai.
Hamas has accused Yasser Abu Shabab of collaborating with Israel and looting humanitarian aid. The group has urged the public to report his whereabouts in Rafah, an area under Israeli control. Abu Shabab denies the allegations, saying his group escorts and protects aid convoys. The UN's humanitarian office recently reported that criminal gangs operating under the watch of Israeli forces were looting aid. Abu Shabab, previously jailed by Hamas for drug offences, reportedly escaped after the conflict began following the October 7th attack. Israel has acknowledged supporting an armed group in Gaza opposed to Hamas.
Temesgen Debasai reporting. World News from the BBC. The European Commission has proposed setting a new interim target of a 90% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2040, measured against 1990 levels. The target is seen as crucial for the EU's legally binding objective of having no net emissions by 2050. President Trump's massive tax and spending bill is heading for a final vote in the House of Representatives amid signs of growing Republican opposition. This comes after the Senate made significant changes to the version initially approved by the House. Many on the right of the party have criticised the Big Beautiful Bill, as it's officially called, for adding more than $3 trillion to the national debt, while moderate Republicans oppose its drastic cuts to healthcare. A court in Vietnam has sentenced 11 people, including 2 police officers, to death for drugs trafficking. State media said a 12th person, a woman said to be the ringleader, was given a lesser penalty of life in prison as she has a baby and made a full confession. The defendants were found guilty of trafficking 140 kilos of narcotics, including methamphetamine, from Laos through rural Vietnam to the capital, Hanoi. A French astronaut has selected a French Michelin-starred chef to provide her bonus food when she joins a European mission to the International Space Station next year. Sophie Adneau said Anne-Sophie Pique's dishes would delight the crew's palates and allow them to reconnect with Earth. Hugh Schofield has the details.
One day over the Atlantic it could be chicken with Malagasy wild pepper, tonka beans and a creamy polenta. The next day over the Pacific, pulled beef with black garlic and smoked vanilla. And for dessert, how about a chocolate cream with crushed hazelnut? Sophie Adneau says she will share the haute cuisine with her colleagues on board. It is, after all, an important moment. French gastronomic culture becoming for the first time extraterrestrial.
That's the latest. BBC News.
Hello, I'm Richard Gagoin. Here's what's coming up on this edition of Focus on Africa. We're going to Eastern DRC, where some UN peacekeepers are accused of abandoning children they fathered with local women. So how did it come to this?
In some instances, whenever the UN peacekeepers would like to cool off or take some time off from work, that is now when that some of them actually meet with local communities on the streets.
We'll find out how the South African police are responding to rising gang violence in parts of Cape Town. Plus, the South Korean culture wave that's sweeping the continent and why so many young Africans are hooked.
Like in Nairobi, where I am right now, when you go to a skincare products shop, you will definitely find a corner where they have like some Korean skincare products. And then another thing that has become quite popular in Africa is the Korean food industry. The restaurants, I'm talking about the snacks, I'm talking about the alcohol, yes.
It's Tuesday, July 2nd. First, we go to the Democratic Republic of Congo. MONUSCO, the United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, was launched in 2010 with a clear mandate to protect civilians and help stabilize a nation scarred by years of brutal conflict. But while the mission was meant to be a force for peace, it has also been shadowed by controversy. In 2023, the UN recorded more than 100 allegations of sexual exploitation, many involving MONUSCO personnel. In the east of the country, Goma has become the latest flashpoint. Its recent fall to M23 rebels has pushed the region into even a deeper crisis, worsening what's already one of the world's largest humanitarian and displacement emergencies. Caught in the middle of it all are women left behind by the very people sent to protect them. Mothers raising children fathered by UN peacekeepers who vanished as quickly as they came. Abandoned and overlooked, these women are already struggling long before the rebels marched in. Now, with conflict and a collapse in security, their lives hang in an even more fragile balance. The BBC's Ian Ofula, who followed the story and met some of the mothers, started by telling me how we got here.
You cannot think about the crisis or the conflict in Goma without thinking about MONUSCO, the UN peacekeepers, because they have been there over 2 decades now. And in fact, at the time when we were in Goma, we had gone to an embed with them, which is basically spending some time with them to see their operations. They were at the time thinking that they might be shutting down after about 25 years, but then their mandate was extended. And because of how long they've been involved in trying to control the situation, they've obviously set deep roots in Goma, and there's quite a number of mission bases within different communities, and you tend to find that communities tend to set their tents near UN missions for obvious reasons, including finding safety in case tensions escalated further. So the UN peacekeepers are very much involved in, so to say, the lives of community members around there. They actually do run programs, and in some instances, whenever the UN peacekeepers would like to cool off or take some time off from work, that is now when that some of them actually meet with local communities on the streets.
Just how widespread is this issue of peacekeepers fathering children and then abandoning them?
I did try to speak to about, in total, maybe 6 women, of which, 4 were not comfortable to turn up for the interview, just tell their story. But then what's interesting is that I came across a Congolese organization called Family for Joy, and the director, Nelly Kier, told us that she is, together with other organizations, she is in support of around 200 women who say that they bore children with UN peacekeepers, whereas some official data that I saw, the UN actually said that they were in support of about 65 women at the time. So that kind of just shows you the scale to which the issue is, Richard.
So Ian, could you tell us maybe one of the women you met? What did they tell you?
The first one I spoke to, her name was Kamate, and she did have a consensual relationship with who she believes was a Russian peacekeeper. And you could get a sense from our interaction that there could be a high chance that this peacekeeper did not give Kamate all the details, because she knew that this man was a Russian soldier. But then when we went to the UN office, they said that Russia does not have actually a contingent. So you can tell that there are gaps in the stories coming from the peacekeepers, and you see why they tend to deceive the community just because they want to avoid their identity. And all she was asking for is justice and help to trace Dimitri's father, as well as support from the UN.
We were together for 3 months. I was pregnant before he left, and he knew I was pregnant. Until today, he has never looked for his child. He left without a word. It pains me very much.
So what are the main challenges that these women and the children face on a day-to-day basis? What's their life like?
At the moment, their main challenge is they're facing a lot of economic hardships. And obviously, we've seen the situation in which Goma is in. And so these women have to face not only the effects of the conflict, but also the fact that many of them remain unemployed, the fact that many of their children are not going to school as they should. And so they tend to bear most of the brunt, rather, of being abandoned and taken advantage of by UN peacekeepers. The story of Mario actually stood out, and I think we can actually listen to her.
He left me with a 1-month-old baby. He said he would send money after a week, but his phone went off, and that was the last time I heard from him. Raising a child by myself is very difficult. I go through so many problems that I do not want to remember right now.
Just listening to some of these harrowing experiences being narrated by the women, what's been the UN's official response to this matter of abandoned children fathered by its peacekeepers?
I did speak to the spokesperson of MONUSCO, that is Ndelo, and she said that, first of all, there exists a system in which these women can actually bring forward their case, and once it is established through DNA testing that these children were indeed children of the accused soldiers, then the soldiers are actually, or the peacekeepers, are then dismissed from service and they're taken back to their home country, and then it is upon the home country to actually investigate them, Richard.
When information about possible allegation of sexual exploitation and abuse is received, the information is assessed and concrete action is taken. Any personnel against whom an allegation has been substantiated through an investigation will be red flagged in the UN system and automatically barred from further employment when it's civilian, or deployment if it's a uniformed personnel. MONUSCO empowers the alleged victims and their children through the Victims Assistance Trust Fund by providing skilled training and education for them. MONUSCO implement vocational and income generating projects in different areas of DRC, and we have had hundreds of women that have benefited from those projects. We also encourage the payment of school fees. Our trust fund pays school fees for children born out of sexual exploitation and abuse.
The BBC's Ian Wafula. You may have heard us speak about the recent BBC Africa Eye investigation on the escalating gang crimes in Hanover Park, Cape Town, earlier this week. A quick reminder of what the team found. In just 3 months last year, police reported 263 gang murders in South Africa's Western Cape. 79 were children who died through gunshot wounds or stabbings. Sam Moose, the South African journalist who worked with the Africa Eye team on this investigation and grew up next to Hanover Park, painted us a picture of what it's like living so close to such a gang war zone.
An hour ago, where I stay now, we heard gunshots and it came from Hanover Park. Last night, through the course of the night, I must have heard about 18 to 20 gunshots where I stay from the area. So you're always raised and you're always alert as to what can go wrong in areas like Hanover Park in Cape Town.
We also spoke to Jean-Pierre Smith. He's the councillor responsible for safety and security in Cape Town on the city's struggle with gang violence. He made these allegations.
So I have to preface the answer by saying that the South African police say it is not getting worse. So whereas from the city's perspective, we've called for a series of emergency meetings around the stats we've seen, and in relation to the forensic pathology statistics, which is the provincial government runs the forensic autopsy facilities. And based on their stats, we have engaged SAPS. We had a high-level meeting with them in which I raised this and in which the South African police challenged my statistics and said that the situation is not getting worse, and in fact pointed to the reduction in our crime stats for the third quarter in a row with a 4.2% reduction in murder this last quarter, which follows two previous quarters which also showed reductions.
So gang violence in areas like the Cape Flats is getting worse. But how bad is it? Numbers don't lie. Let's just hear some of the statistics.
It is our estimation that there is an increase in gang murders. Cape Town is sadly in deeply ingrained gang culture, which has existed for many decades, which continuously destabilizes some communities. So we have 63 police stations or precincts in the city of Cape Town, and out of those, 11 stations alone create 69.5% of our murders. So when people say, well, Cape Town is violent, that is not the case. In fact, far from it. It is in the surveys they do around people's estimation of their safety and people's own perception of their safety. Cape Town is deemed to be one of the safest places. But the stats say otherwise. And the reason the murder stats say otherwise is because of these very localized areas where this gang conflict reigns and which are generating these extremely high levels of murder with gangs contesting each other. And that happens in the case of Cape Town in 11 out of the 63 police precincts.
The South African National Police Service doesn't seem to be sharing enough information with the authorities. So how is the Cape Town Council working together with law enforcement to fight gang violence in the city?
With great difficulty. Traditionally, the relationship has been quite strained. We have tried our best to improve that relationship. We've also increasingly been hiring many ex-South African Police Services members. And so we've tried to build bridges as best possible. We lobbied for the implementation and cooperation agreements that are now being concluded. That started maybe 6-7 years ago already, that we started lobbying for us to reach formal agreements around these matters. And we have put in place different fora and spaces where us and SAPS can cooperate around these interventions and share information. And there are various task teams.
Jean-Pierre Smith, a councillor with the city of Cape Town. We put his claims of the discontent between local officials and the police to the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu.
Policing in the province is relatively good, I must say, but there is hotspots. These are high killing zones. They require special policing methods. What is militating against those interventions? There is a supply side to these killings, drugs that come in, together with firearms, together with gangs that deal with these drugs and firearms. But there is high poverty. There is also homelessness. But what does the situation need? As I said, it's not impossible. It's something that we need to coordinate other departments to deal with the supply side, including provincial government, including local government, the city of Cape Town.
Yeah, when you're talking about coordination, and actually we spoke to a councillor from the city of Cape Town, and what he said is the challenge is there's poor coordination between the police, a lack of follow-through. So there's seems to be a disconnect.
From where he sits, he would say disconnect. From where I sit, I would say that there is a problem of weak connect. It requires me to create an environment where the actual officials who are dealing with this can be pressured. I don't have time to say to Councillor Smith, you are the cause. Nor am I really interested in saying I'm the cause. I'm more interested in him playing a role from where he sits to say, I am pressurizing the city, those that are dealing with security, into it. And then me saying, I am pressurizing SAPS into it, which I'm sure I'm doing, because we have the agreement signed and done. What it requires is not finger pointing. What it requires is to say, what did we say about cameras? How many cameras have since been installed since the signing of the agreement? What is stolen? Perhaps it requires National Commissioner himself to come down, maybe his deputies, maybe. So that is what I'm busy looking at to say, where is the disconnect? At what level? And who is the person who is downplaying this and not acting the way they have to? But otherwise, between us as the executive, we've produced the agreement, it has got everything. But the implementation thereof is weak.
South African Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu. If you have spent any time on TikTok or Instagram lately, you probably noticed it. The rising wave of South Korean culture sweeping across Africa. From K-dramas and Korean food to beauty trends and K-pop, there's a growing fascination, especially among young Africans.
I'm like some kind of supernova.
That's the girl group Esper. And they've just made history as the first ever K-pop girl group to perform in Africa, taking the stage at Morocco's Mawazin Festival, one of the biggest music festivals in the world by audience size. We're talking about this today because K-pop is having a huge moment on the continent, with Kenya, South Africa and Nigeria leading the way as home to some of its biggest fans. The BBC's Laura Shore caught up with the band.
Hi, we're aespa. The group just made history as the first K-pop girl group to perform in Africa. They told me what it meant to them.
Definitely a place I've always wanted to go, and I never expected, that we could perform there for even like a festival. So it was a very exciting experience for us, and we hope we can go back one day.
It was really happy and historic moment for us.
Throughout the past couple of years, K-pop has had like a big spotlight.
Is it K-pop summer now?
I don't know, is it? I hope so. That'd be fun.
And that was the BBC's Lola Shore reporting. So what kind of South Korean culture are we seeing in Africa? A question I put to the BBC's Gloria Achieng.
We started seeing a lot of K-drama, Korean drama. So these are basically either movies or series that are in Korea. So when you're watching it as an African and you don't know this language, you have to watch using the subtitles. So actually people are reading the subtitles, which is crazy to me. I do the same because I'm also a K-drama fan. And we're even having like some online platforms that are cutting down like the short series where you can actually just watch in a day. We are seeing a lot of people creating K-drama fan-based pages on social media where they're able to just review this drama, talk about it, talk about the characters, go online, follow these characters, which has become very, very popular in Africa. And also apart from the K-drama, we are also having the K-pop. So K-pop, these are mainly the Korean artists in the entertainment industry, specifically the music scene. So we are seeing a lot of the women following these K-pop artists online. And I think another thing that has become quite popular in Africa is the Korean skincare and the Korean cosmetics. Previously, we never used to see, African women marketing Korean products. But right now, they are working with influencers who are using these products and swearing by them. And, as an African woman, when you see somebody who looks like you using a product and saying it's working, you will go and get it and try it yourself. Like in Nairobi, where I am right now, when you go to a skincare products shop, you will definitely find a corner where they have like some Korean skincare products. And then another thing that has become quite popular in Africa is the Korean food industry. The restaurants, I'm talking about the snacks, I'm talking about the alcohol. Yes. So like in Nairobi, you find that we do have some Korean restaurants where they sell Korean food. So we do have, of course, the Korean markets where they sell snacks, they sell the alcohol, and all these things put together have sort of made Korean culture become so vibrant in Africa. I think the spike went up after COVID, because before COVID, I personally didn't even know about the Korean skincare products. So I don't know if there's a relation between the time when most people were just indoors at home and the only thing they could see is scrolling through your feed on TikTok or Instagram or all these online platforms. I don't know if most people started learning about that online, because that's also around the same time when most people started consuming K-drama, because you didn't have anywhere to go. In Africa right now, we do have such a rich audience when it comes to Korean culture, which is amazing, I must say.
One person riding that wave is the Nigerian actor and filmmaker Kemi Ikushedun. You might know her as Mamiwa or Kem's Mama online. Her latest film, My Sunshine, has already pulled in close to 1 million views on YouTube, and it's heavily inspired by her love for Korean dramas. I asked her, what is it about K-dramas and Korean culture in general that fascinates her so much?
It's not like I know the language till the end or something, but there are certain words, phrases that I know because they repeat things a lot, and those things, they will just stick to your head. And maybe a little bit of their songs, because after I started watching their movies, then I started checking about their songs, their K-pop songs, all of that. So I think I'm just more engrossed in movies and songs.
You mentioned something about Korean movies and how they are done. Is there anything in particular that differentiates it from other conventional movie productions?
I would say that they are very deliberate with their culture. Most of the time, we majorly see culture when it comes to epic movies, right? They make sure that certain things still show when they are going on a date. It's deliberate that they go to the museum. It's deliberate they go to certain places. They show a whole lot of things. For me as an actor, it was just something that drew me.
Interesting. And so looking at, say, for instance, My Sunshine, which you produced, the YouTube film, so the three languages which have been incorporated in this. So there's Korean, there's English, and then there's Yoruba, which is widely spoken across Nigeria. So linguistically, this must have been really quite a tough task, really putting it together.
It was supposed to be more of Korean in the movie, but my director was like, so that we still bring in a lot of people like in Nigeria, like they actually watch the movie, that it would be best to also mix everything, like make like the English and Yoruba way more than the Korean. So the Korean aspect was just a little bit, but I think it still caught a lot of people's eyes. So yeah.
And I was speaking there to the Nigerian actor and filmmaker Kemi Ikushedun. Focus on Africa was produced by Blessing Aderoba in Lagos, and Yasha Michelle and Yvette Togira Maria in London. Sonita Nahar was the senior journalist in charge, and Philip Bull, the technical producer. Our editors are Andre Lombard and Alice Modenki. I'm Richard Kagoy. Thanks for listening.
Unleash the power of the airwaves with the ultimate radio experience. Tune in to Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Don't just listen, immerse yourself.
That is 100% true.
When I grow up, I want like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Remember the first time we met, you was at the mall with your friend. I was scared to approach ya, but then you came closer, hoping you would give me a chance. Who would have ever knew that we would ever be more than friends? But railroad white, breaking all the rules. She like a song played again and again. That girl, like something of a poster. That girl is a damn they say. That girl is a gun to my holster. And she's running through my mind all day. Hey, Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. See you being all around the globe. Not once did you leave my mind. We talk on the phone from night till the morning. Girl, it really changed my life. Doing things I never do. I'm in the kitchen cooking things she likes. Railroad white, breaking all the rules. Someday I wanna make you my wife. That girl, like something of a poster. That girl is a damn they say. That girl is a gun to my holster. And she's running through my mind all day. Hey, Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. I can be your melody. A girl that could write you a symphony. The one that could fill your fantasies. So come baby girl, let's sing with me. I can be your melody. A girl that could write you a symphony. The one that could fill your fantasies. So come baby girl, let's sing with me. Shawty got me singing. Now she got me singing. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Your love would be everything that I ever wanted in my life. From the moment you spoke my name, I knew everything had changed. Because of you, I felt my life would be complete. Oh baby, I need you for the rest of my life, girl. I need you to make everything right, girl.
I need you. Who do you need, my darlings? So, because this is the second episode of Lovey Dovey for the week. Yeah, we missed Monday. So, it's Wednesday, it's midweek, and it's the second episode of Lovey Dovey for the week. This is me thrilling you with this song by Mark Anthony, which is titled I Need You. So, is there somebody that you need? Have you told them that you need them? Life is too short too. So love who you love and let them know that you love them. Okay? Shabi's phrase that said, if you love somebody, walk up to her and tell her you love her. Well, does it apply for both genders? Women, can you tell a man that you love him? Basically, can you make the first move? So if somebody says, oh, this, that, you know, I think sometimes we have conversations around, should women make the first moves? Should they be the ones to go ahead and tell a man that they love him or that they want him, you know? And I think I've had that conversation on WWE here before, where I did ask some of you how you would feel if a woman gets to ask you out. So if a woman says, oh, look, I like you and I want us to date, or if a woman is the first to profess love for you, she tells you she loves you or she wants you and all of that, right? Would you go ahead to, you know, embrace the relationship? Would you consider a relationship with her? Would you focus on the fact that, oh, this man has made the move? She made the move. She actually, you know, approached you and stuff, and not the other way around. What do you think about that? Would it fuel your decision? Would it fuel your decision? Or would you take her for granted because she asked you out? Would you take her for granted because she asked you out? Or would you say, oh, look, for this woman to ask me out, before she go ask me out like this, then it's because she likes me, you know? It's because something, that is why she's asked me out. And, you know, basically that. Ooh. Well, it can be dicey, can be a whole lot at the same time. But on Lovey Dovey tonight, we're talking about, you know, the idea that, look, you should have sex. And today we're going to basically, you know, set apart or differentiate between regular sex and sex every day. When something is regular, what does it mean for something to be regular? Does regular really translate to every day? Does regular really translate to every day? That's one thing we're going to be looking at. So, everyday sex or sex every day, is it ideal? Yes. We encourage regular sex, especially for married couples, because there are times when, it feels like the spark dies or the fire quenches, and so we would advise that you reignite the spark, you light the fire again, so you can have that spark going on in your marriage and all of that. Well, so we're going to talk tonight, beautiful people, where I would ask you the questions that I would ask you, and then you tell me what you think, right? We'll look at regular sex. We'll look at the whole, how often should you have sex? What are the dangers? Because they say too much of everything is bad. Too much of everything is bad. So if you do something too much, then there's a problem, right? There might just be a devastating consequence. Sometimes the consequence might not be devastating, but then again, you might not like the resultant effects. And then there's the whole, whatever has an advantage has a disadvantage. So it just feels like in this world, if it's not black, it's white, right? Something that is not white will be black, but we have colors in between. I mean, we have an array of colors in between where there's supposed to be this or that, and you would consider the various factors attached to a particular problem or a particular thing. Yeah, so you're wondering, would I do this? Should I do this? Should I do that? You know, and all of that. So we're going to talk tonight. I would love to get your perspectives. You tell me what it is that you think is obtainable, how you think it should be done, and then if there are things that you would prefer, right? Suggestions and a whole lot of other things. please do me the honors, okay? You do me the honors. You call in, you text in, and like I said yesterday, if there are things that you are too shy to call in and say with your mouth, I dare for you, okay? You can always send in your messages. I dare for you. I go read them. Okay? I promise to read your messages. All you have to do is send them in. I will be reading for you. So, on the table tonight, how often should you have sex? What's the frequency with which people should have sex? Should engage in sexual related activities? We'll look at all of that, and then we'll take it from there, right? Does regular sex translate to everyday sex? Is there such a thing as too much sex? Does regular sex translate to everyday sex? What does it mean for something to be done regularly? These are the things on the table tonight. So, don't go anywhere. It's lovey-dovey. Amaka is here for you. PH buddy, I got you tonight. I will take you through the conversation. Sit pretty. Your opinions are valid. So, when the phone lines are open, you get to call in, you get to text in. Tell me the things that you think, tell me how you think it should be done. Give me your opinion. You might not have experienced it, but maybe you have an idea, or maybe you have an opinion on how it should be done, right? I'm looking to hear your opinion. Tell me what you think should be done. Tell me how you think it should be done. Let's have this conversation. It's lovey-dovey, guys. Sit pretty.
There's one thing to be taught, is dreams are made to be caught, and friends can never be bought. Doesn't matter how long it's been, I know you'll always jump in, 'cause we don't know how to quit. Let's start a riot tonight, a pack alliance tonight. In this world, he who stops won't get anything he wants. Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. Take it all, ours to take, celebrate, because we are the champions, setting it off again. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Running our own campaign, doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Get up, stand up, throw your hands up. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we all fight like that. Oh, the bond is deeper than skin. The kind of club that we're in, the kind of love that we give. Whoa, ever since the dawn of mankind, we all belong to a tribe. It's good to know this one's mine. Let's start a riot tonight, a pack alliance tonight. In this world, he who stops won't get anything he wants. Play
Many senseless marriages that don't need to be senseless. That's senseless because the woman is a chore for her. It's like work. Because she's always left hanging. So when the guy comes to call her, baby, let's do. Then she comes, then she lies down, then starts to do. As she's about to get into it, don't come, bam, the guy has come. It's a serious issue. Then she wants to talk about it, then the guy's ego is struck. Because you think that is what makes a man. Okay, another risk that they raise is that, once you start using toys, she will get addicted to it. Then the man will not say, who told you that? Of course, if you eat ice cream every day, you get addicted to it. If you drink alcohol every day, there's a risk of addiction and everything. On one end, you say maybe she will get addicted to the toy. On the other end, that she gets frustrated, the marriage still crashes anyway. Because she's been left hanging.
You can actually explore different kind of orgasms. Are you aware? Are you aware? So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's not just the penis inside the vagina kind of experience. That is the only type of sexual experience you can enjoy. Yes, there's the vaginal orgasm, there's the clitoral orgasm, there is the nipple-gasm, there is the neck-gasm, there is the toe-gasm, there is the blended orgasm where you're experiencing a clitoral and vaginal orgasm all together. And do you know that there is also what is called, how does that happen? Well, you see in class. And also prostate orgasm. Prostate orgasm. Orgasm is sweet. Now, do you know that orgasm is not just limited to one gender? Right? It's not only women that should experience orgasm. Men can orgasm and ejaculate. Some men only ejaculate, they don't orgasm. But you can actually orgasm and ejaculate. And as for the women as well, you can actually orgasm and ejaculate. While this is not a video to tell you to put orgasm on top of your head, it is just to let you know that there are actually different ways to explore an orgasm and enjoy these different kinds of orgasmic experiences. Now tell me in the comment section, which one are you willing to enjoy?
Let's talk about sex before and after marriage. I know a lot of you who are not married have the mindset of meals and bone, chocolate, fruits, he will put you in the mood, wetness, oil. It's okay to dream big. Like dream pleasure. It's fine. But you see, the reality of sex in marriage is not what the meals and bone had told you. The reality of sex in marriage is 3, 4, 5 a.m. penis will wake you up. Something will slide in between. Late at night, they will knock you. Early morning, they will knock you. Whether you're in the mood, they will knock you. Whether you're angry or not. The truth about sex in marriage is you need to be willing to give it whenever it comes. And for the women, please learn to initiate. Don't worry about it. So, sex is fantastic. Trust me. Sex before and after marriage are never the same. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to have fantasy. But when reality comes, click your fantasy with the reality that comes your way. See you in my next episode. Love you. Bye.
All right, beautiful people. So, you heard the clips I played for you. This information, I will just be dishing it out. Me, I like to share updates. The people that don't used to share updates with me. But I like to share updates. You know, when I see update, I'll just be like, okay, lovey-dovey family, here we come. You know, updates as it hot, because, you know, when I share this update, I just believe that, it's supposed to help you do better, you know, in your marriages, in your relationships, just so you know that, this is expected of you, and, you know the ones that follow and the ones we know follow, like that. So, anyway, sex every day, let's go. Many would agree that regular sex is, in addition to being beneficial, pleasurable, right? So, there's no confusion about that one. You have sex regularly. Yes, it's pleasurable. Yes, it is sweet. So, of course, there's the whole, let's have sex all the time because, you know, as it is sweet, as it is hungry person, regular sex is beneficial. You know that sex does have, according to you people say that it has health benefits. Anyway, so while it does, it might have its health benefits. People said it's a form of exercise, because I don't know why you not go to the gym if you want to do exercise. I don't know why you not go to the gym. Please, if you want to do exercise, go to the gym. Which is that you're climbing somebody and you're saying you're doing exercise. Exercise how? What's that? Some of you will just be like, sex is a form of exercise. When you have sex, you're exercising because you're burning fat, you're burning calories. What's that? It's the way that people just come up with the perfect alibi to do bad things. No, really, you guys come up with the perfect alibi to do bad things because you want to climb somebody, because they want to climb you. You're not saying it's exercise. So you don't go to the gym, sir. If you cannot go to the gym, when you wake up, do press up. I mean, what do people call it? So that people call it push up. Somebody was telling me I should do push up. I say, you wanna kid me? So, if you want to do exercise when you wake up, or if you don't want to go to the gym, because nowadays people have even said condemning gym that the people that are going to gym and going to look for women are going to look for men. I say, this gym that I want to go, because as people are saying like this, I want to go register in a gym. So now that people are saying, girls who go to the gym, they're going to look for men. It's always girls are going to look for men. Are men not going to look for women? I don't even know what you are saying, but me, I want to go register in a gym. Or how far? Make I go, make I not go. Not the one that anybody will see me there. Now you now come and say, hey, Amaka came to look for men. Amaka is going to, hey, if you try it. Please, you should know what you are saying, because me, I know I'm not going to look for anybody. I'm just going to burn calories. And unlike you people, I'm not going to climb anybody. Nobody's going to climb me. Because you people have now devised a means. They're not saying that when you climb somebody, it's a form of exercise. And that's how you want to burn fat. You want to burn calories. Me, I would rather do what? I'd rather go to the gym. I'm not going to climb anybody. Nobody's going to climb me. You are doing bad things and you're saying you're doing exercise. I know you. Anyway, yeah? So, in addition to being beneficial, right? There's, a lot of people would say that, oh, regular sex is pleasurable. However, some sex therapists would recommend that couples deny themselves this pleasure sometimes to prevent soreness, dryness, and bruises on the sex organs. There's something that one a sex therapist wrote. I think I'm going to get some excerpts from what she wrote and then read it out for you here, so you know that okay, it's coming from a place of some sort of, it's coming from a higher authority when it comes to what happens when the sex is every day, penis is inside vagina, every day penis is inside vagina, every day vagina is inside penis. I mean, vagina is on top penis, or vagina is inside penis or something, but there's always something is happening, something fishy, something busy going down, something busy like all the time. So there's narrative that something happens every time this happens and all of that. So here we are looking at it. Okay, so some sex therapists would recommend that couples deny themselves this pleasure sometimes to prevent soreness, so as to prevent soreness, right? They're saying yes, couples have regular sex, but don't have sex every day, because some things that might happen as a result of everyday sex would include soreness, dryness, or even bruises on the sex organs. Yeah, they say too much of everything is bad. So while regular sex is recommended, sex every day is not recommended though. Too much of everything is bad. That's like word on the streets. Everybody would share that opinion that too much of everything is bad. So while it is recommended that couples engage in sexual activities, couples engage in copulation, couples have intercourse regularly, on the other hand, having sex every day is not recommended. So having sex regularly does not translate to having sex every day. Please, you people should know the difference before you now go and say that Amaka said every day we should be doing. Please, I'm not the one that talk it. Please. Yes, regular sex is recommended. It's important. And I'm sure that we have discussed the relevance of regular sex, right? Here on Lovey Dovey. And all of that going on. So it's just that sometimes we might not understand we might not understand the reason for certain things, It might not make sense to you. But it would be better if you give it a deep thought and then you act accordingly. Don't get it twisted. Regular sex. Okay. Regular sex might mean you have sex 3-4 times in a week. There are 7 days in a week. So if out of 7 days you have sex 4 out of the days, you have sex maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, you mix. It depends on you. For some people, sex is even pushed to like later during the week because Mondays come with stress, the hustle and bustle. Mondays are usually like crazy for a lot of people, and so it's like that, So for some people, they like to push it towards the weekend, so they probably begin with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They are doing Nakamura like that. But then it might be better if you space it. So if you do like Monday, you do Wednesday, you do Friday, you do Sunday. You space it. Give the vagina time to, refresh and prepare for a new or a fresh triumphant entry. The penis too can rest. The penis can rest. Go back to an odogu shape. Go back to just you feed it nutrients that period. Now you go chop food, so you give it time to go back to rejuvenate and go back to being an odogu again, so that when odogu wants to come back to action, odogu is active. The vagina will also be able to be an achalugo. Yeah, the vagina will also be will also gear up. The vagina will have time to refresh herself, self cleanse, and just be prepared for the triumphant entry of an odogu again, because there will now be some sort of anticipation, right? Anticipation that would, and then because there's anticipation, it now help to lubricate the vagina properly. It just properly just sets the mood, and then we're going from this to that, and everybody is happy. Now, a situation where what we have is today you enter, you come out. On Monday, let's start with Monday. Monday, you enter, you come out. Tuesday, you enter, you come out. Wednesday, you are there again. You enter, you come out. Thursday, in quick succession, you are there. Friday, the same thing. Saturday, the same thing. Sunday, what's really going on, sir? What's the problem, ma? Like, what's really happening to you, ma? What's going on, sir? We would need to ask you a question, because what's going on? Even if you are doing honeymoon, people that are doing honeymoon, people don't need to sleep, because I didn't feel like after my wedding, right, I will spend a lot of time sleeping. No, but yeah, so when I talk like this, people will be like, oh, you like to sleep. Yeah, yes, because you know how weddings can be stressful, right? Even if I have a wedding planner and the wedding planner does, but look, the fact that I had to show up to that wedding and I had to go and dance, I'm tired. Please, I'm tired. Let us sleep. Let us, sleep. You rest. I like to rest. If I'm not active, let me rest. Just as sometimes this adult thing just makes somebody not to, rest, because you're trying to adult at the same time, and it's frustrating sometimes, because they choke sometimes, and then you're just wondering, okay, what am I really doing? So people that even during honeymoon too, that okay, you would expect that the sex would be regular, they would have so much sex, because I don't know, but is it just me that does this thing where if a couple gets married on Saturday, for instance, and then I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the me that is an overthinker, but in my head, right, what's just going on in my head is that, so it just feels like everybody now knows that you are having sex. Yeah, it just feels like, everybody now knows that you are having sex because you got married. And you know how a lot of people expect that a couple would legit have sex on that Saturday night, like wedding night, or wedding night sex, and all of that. It's just, recently that sometimes some couples are now talking about how there was no wedding night sex for them because they were too tired. Especially couples who had to do literally everything by themselves. They got little or no help. So they had to do all the running arounds, the bobo tibo by themselves, provide the wedding preparations and stuff. So by the time they are done, they are too tired. They forget to have sex. Somebody told me one time that what happened in their case was that they forgot to have sex, because she said they had talked about it. She and her husband had talked about the whole wedding night sex and stuff, so they had prepared. She even bought lingerie, that whole lingerie. When you get out of your wedding dress, you have a shower, and then you get dressed in one sexy tank. You keep it sexy down there, you do the whole lingerie thing. She's like, so because there were still family members, trying to figure out, oh, where should we keep the gifts? Where should this person go? Oh, have you given DJ balance? Ketra said this. Oh, decorator said blah, blah, blah. This one, they want to come and pack this. So this, this whole, they did not allow them to, So when they finally settled down, she said she and her husband spent time just trying to figure out what they had not done, what had been done, were they supposed to give anybody money, who was with the money that was sprayed. By the time they would finish, wondering about this one, talking about that one, when they finally settled down, so, okay, to shower and all that. So she said, actually, she still had it in mind. So when she showered, she came out with lingerie. So you're like, funny thing, they actually showered together, they showered together, and she came out with lingerie and all that. So she got dressed, sexy and stuff. And then she's like, before you know, they just went from, just having like light conversations, and that was how they slept off. So she's like, sex did not come up at any point. They both did not make any moves to touch each other or to do anything extracurricular. It was just because of the whole wahala, they forgot to have sex. Other things overshadowed, so they had their baths and then they slept. And then the next day she was like, oh, look, she just wasted her lingerie. And then she said they eventually had sex like 2 days later. When they went home, that was when they even started having sex. Like the period they were in the hotel, because family members kept on coming to say, oh, this one, that one, oh, gifts, this one, that one. So there was just a whole lot going on. And so the time that they found they would just really want to sleep, they spent their time in the hotel sleeping so much, and that was the whole how it went. So this is the reality of a lot of couples, where there's really no time to have sex after the wedding on that Saturday. So yeah, for the honeymooners, it might not happen the way you expect. So for those of you who want to intending brides, intending groups, intending grooms, intending brides, intending grooms, have it in front of your mind, not at the back. That's wedding night is not always for sex. There's a fat chance that you will not have sex on your wedding night, except you are intentional about it. Because I'm like, sometimes you are just too tired. So what's the point of ruining the experience if you are too tired? So if you know you are too tired, then you can just really sleep. And then maybe you can begin with a bang in the morning, You can begin with a bang in the morning. That's early morning erection. Yeah. Early morning erection, I hear that's also a good time. I don't know, because if I say it now, people will not be like Amaka. So this is not for a place of personal experience. Don't go and quote me anywhere. You can quote me, Sha, but it's not for a place of personal experience. But I've been told, that morning sex is a bang, So with that morning erection, when the man has an erection that morning, it's giving energy, it's fresh, it's undiluted, it is acid hot, so you can just take it as it hot, and then one for the road. When Davido said, but before you go, give me one for the road. So yeah, what Davido said, give me one for the road. One for the road can be good, especially when it starts with that early morning erection. And so you can have that going on, where honeymooners, they just reset your mind, right? Reset your brain. You can remove the whole regular sex or that wedding night sex. It might not happen. It might happen in your case. It all depends. Some couples actually have it easy. Some couples actually have it easy, where they didn't stress so much, so they have time to make more. Some couples, they do not. So it all depends on the reality that presents itself to you. Whatever reality you find yourself in, please make good use of it, right? So if your reality presents you with the opportunity to have sex, have the sex well. Do it well. If your reality presents you with the opportunity to sleep, make sure you sleep. Okay? Make sure you sleep. Alright? So I did say that I was going to share with you some things that's recommended by a sex therapist, just so you know what happens when people have sex every day. While sex is of course pleasurable, it is beneficial, it does have its pros, and all of that, there are also reasons you should not have sex every single day. there are reasons you should not have sex every single day, and I will share some of those reasons with you. All right, so here, this is an excerpt from therapist Talk Sex with Ireti. You can find her on IG. Yeah, Talk Sex with Ireti. Now, I'm going to read out some of the things that she wrote via this whole should you have sex every single day? You know, yes, while we recommend, like I did say, while we would recommend having sex regularly, right? Regular sex is recommended, comes in handy. Sex every day, on the other hand, is not recommended, and here are some reasons why. The first reason, you may easily run out on sexual attraction to your partner. That's the first reason. You may easily run out on sexual attraction to your partner. It is sweet to have sex every time. It's sweet to have sex every time, but once in a while. Sex is sweet now. Abi, Shebi, that's what you people said. Yes, you people, because me, I don't know. But sex is sweet. Abi, so yes, it's pleasurable. But once in a while, what should you do? Deny yourselves of this sweet pleasure intentionally by engaging in outer course only. Have we had a conversation about outer course on Lovey Dovey here? I don't know if we have. Oh, we talk about so many things. My head is full. But if we haven't, we definitely will. But just so you know, have it in mind that the outer course can help you develop the emotional connection and regain sexual strength to do more, right? So here's the ish. The first reason you should not have sex every day is you may easily run out on sexual attraction to your partner. Yes, it is sweet to have sex every time, but once in a while, deny yourselves of this sweet pleasure intentionally. And one thing that would help you do this is when you engage in outer course. Outer course is everything that you do. It simply means you do everything outside. Yeah? Everything except penetration. So anything you're doing, there's no such penetration and there's no finger and blah blah blah. Those things that people do where you carry your finger and to put inside the vagina. Don't do it. Okay. Next up, you can have bruises in your vagina. That's the next reason you should not have sex every day. You can have bruises in your vagina. When you have sex almost every day, it can bruise your vagina. You may experience soreness and dryness at some point before getting lubricated again. The second reason you should not have sex every day is you can have bruises in your vagina. When you have sex every day, it can bruise your vagina. You may experience soreness and dryness at some point before getting lubricated again. So every day, if every day you are collecting penis, every day vagina is collecting penis, every day. What is it? Even if you are a waterfall, even if you are a waterfall, if people regularly fetch water from a particular tank and nobody gets to pump water, you have a tank, your tank in the house, you are fetching water, you use the water every single day. If you are alone, you use it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you never pump it. Will it not dry up? Will the water not finish? You use water every day. In a compound, let's say you live with people, everybody's fetching water, everybody fetches water. I don't know, it depends on the number of tanks you have, but let's say one tank even. Everybody's fetching water. Maybe a room of 6 flats, or that's a room, a compound of 6 flats or 4. Everybody fetches water. Everybody's using water for the entire, let's say, 2-3 days, give and take, and nobody pumps water. Will it not dry up? It will dry up now. The water in the tank will finish. So please, you may experience soreness and dryness at some point before getting lubricated again. That's one thing that might happen if you have sex every day. Here's another thing. Your penis may hurt. Dear men, no matter how odogu-ish you think your penis is, no matter how odogu-ish you think you are, no matter how much of a stallion in bed, because men like to claim and unclaim, I don't know, things that people like to do. So your penis may hurt when you drill every day, because some of you are drillers. Bob the builders, you are climbing somewhere every time, you are climbing somewhere. If you're not climbing, they are climbing you. You people do a lot of things. So when you drill every day, you can experience soreness and tingling sensations on your penis. When you drill every day, you can experience soreness and tingling sensations on your penis. Your penis may feel heavy from the continuous drilling. You may experience a muscle pull and discomfort. Don't say you were not aware. Don't say you were not informed. I'm bringing the information to you now. Your penis may hurt if you have sex every day. If you drill every day, you can experience soreness and tingling sensations on your penis. Your penis may feel heavy from the continuous drilling. You may experience a muscle pull and discomfort. Next up, you can get tired easily. That's another thing that might happen if you have sex every day. You can get tired easily. Too much of everything, they say, is bad. Like I told you earlier, too much of everything is bad. So when you engage in too much sex, you may get exhausted easily. You may experience chronic back pain, chronic leg pain, and it can also lead to a poor performance. You get tired easily because, if you're having sex all the time, sex is strenuous. You people say it's exercise. You call it exercise. Yes. So it is strenuous. It requires strength. It requires agility. It requires a whole lot. You literally have to use power. It requires a lot, both the person giving and the person receiving. If you're having sex, right, you would discover that, okay, so women, it also takes a lot for you to be able to ride a man. For a woman to be able to sit on the penis and, do the job. It's also a lot. It's the same way men are putting strain on their hands, on their waist, on their backs, when they're also thrusting. It's a whole lot. Sex is a whole lot. I'd say it's a full-time job, but it's not a full-time job. It's something you do and you go. You do and stop. That's for those of you that want to do and stop. Some of you want to sleep inside there. Anyway, couples that are excited to openly discuss their desires and adventures, right? They're always excited, eager to talk about everything, including sexual adventures, would rather create time for spontaneous sex. So rather than do the whole every day you're having sex, it takes away the thrill. It takes away the fun of spontaneity. That whole, planned or unplanned quickies. Basically. Maybe your wife is just looking sexy somehow. Your girlfriend is looking so sexy. And you're like, oh, mama. Or the man is, there's a way that the man will enter your eye. The man will enter your eye somehow and you'll be like, oh, bro. Somebody will shout, I'm not your brother. Why do you men even like to do that thing? Small bro, where they go call on her. I'm not related to you. I'm not your bro. You don't want to be brother zoned. Wow, I see you. Anyway, so in summary, guys, regular sex, of course, is encouraged, like we have said, but know when to create a balance. Okay? Sometimes you can explore outer course so you can find a balance. Sex is sweet, sex is beautiful. Just don't overdo it so that you will not feel bad about it. So it doesn't become a chore or something terrible. So all of that said and done, let's talk. It's time for me to get your thoughts on the conversation tonight. My first question for you: should people have sex every day? Should people have sex every day? That's my first question to you. Do you, after you answer me, should people have sex every day? Just give me an answer. Should people have sex every day? Do you have sex every day? Especially if you are married. Yeah? Or if you live with your partner, or if your partner is in, is close to you, you live in the same city and then you don't live so far away from each other. Do you have sex every day? Then what would you say are the positive or negative effects of having sex every day? I've just listed some of them for you. So maybe you can come in with real life experiences, your personal experiences or non-personal experiences about, if you think there are positive effects of having sex every day, please share. Like I said, anything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. Sometimes the advantage might outweigh the disadvantage, and at other times the disadvantage might outweigh the advantage, right? So if you think that, there are also positive effects of having sex every day, I'd like to hear some of them. So you tell me, if you think that there are more negative effects of having sex every day, let's hear them. So 2 questions for you. Should people have sex every day? What do you think about that? What do you think about the idea of having sex every day? Would you rather people space it, if you have sex today, don't have sex tomorrow. You can do 3 times a week, you can do 4 times a week, you can do 2 times a week, it's okay, Move on to the next week, no be food. Because people will be like, sex no be food. At the same time, you people will say you want to eat before you eat, or you want to eat after you eat. I don't know why you are confusing me, because please, sir, go and see your food on the dining and chop it. What is you want to eat after you eat and you don't want to eat after? What? Please. You people confuse people a lot. I'm kidding. Anyway, phone lines are open. Hit me up and answer the question. So let's begin. 0817 000 951. 0817 000 951. 0810 9510 951. 0810 9510 951. First call is in. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Oh, hi, good morning.
Good morning. This is Queen.
Oh, hi, Queen. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. It's so good to talk to you.
We'll meet again.
And you're my first caller for the night, so.
Wow, please, I need some accolades. Okay, so the topic this night is quite interesting, and the first scenario or story you shared really got me talking about couples who didn't have time to make out at the end of
the wedding.
Yes. At first, I was agitated, but when I listened down to the end of the story, I was like, okay, yes. It's not really necessary, like it's not compulsory that they will have sex. Reason being that these are couples now, so the next morning, so just like
they have their whole lives together.
Yeah. So just like emphasize on the morning sex, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. We necessarily don't need to routine sex. No, it shouldn't be a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for your question, is it advisable to have sex every day? I would sit on the fence because I have a personal experience. Yes. I was dating someone, and then I can't remember a particular day we didn't make love, except I am not in town. Yes. So it's just spontaneous, and how it happens, it's not like it's straight up to sex. So many things happen. Sometimes he'll be at his workplace and he'll text me. He'll say, "I feel like coming home. I want to eat you." And for me, it's when you always get that test from your man, you understand that this person truly loves me.
Yeah.
This person thinks about me. And in the morning, sometimes before he leaves for work, we do maybe
One for the road.
smooching, yes, something like that. Yes, not literally like we have sex, but those things I think keeps the relationship. When I travel, he will always be like, "When are you coming back? I want to see you." And when he travels, I'm like, "Oh, I've missed you. Like I've just been, on my own and just like that, on and on." And the negative part, for my personal experience, what happened is that I think at a point we broke up because he felt he was obsessed with me. This is no longer love. I don't know for him, but to me, I feel and know and still recognize that it is love. But this kind of love he has never experienced before.
So he was scared.
So he was scared that he was obsessed with me because at that point he can't even touch any other one. He literally told me the day we were breaking up that he do not fantasize other lady. He can't even sleep with any other lady aside from me. And the image he always gets in his head, the memories is just me, and he feels he's obsessed with me. It actually broke me, but what can I do?
Yeah,
me.
we have to
Yeah,
move on.
Exactly.
But
So
you're in a better place now?
At the moment, yes, I am.
It's so good to hear.
Yes, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to
coming
me.
up to bring up exciting and interesting topics that are quite educative. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling, dear. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye. All right, the next person on the list. Hello.
Hello, may the peace of the Lord be unto this house.
Okay. Amen.
Amaka Felix.
What have I done to you, please?
Nothing. Allow me to start and calm down. See, can't you see that I'm very excited here? Okay. So, well, for me, on this topic, I want to learn tonight, you understand? This period, I just want to learn topics from all of you. By the way, all the Nakademus, good morning to you. Good morning to all the Nakademus.
Not only Nakademus.
Nakamura, in fact. Good morning to all the Nakamuras and all the Nakademus. Yeah, I want to just say hi to all of you first. And I also want to learn from all of you because I want to learn tactics tonight, I want to learn tactics.
All right.
Well, first of all, but let me just answer the question first. Question number one, if they are jobless, yes, it can be every day. I mean, if you don't have any productive thing going for you, both for those that are married and those that have things living dwelling together, if you don't have anything productive, like you don't have any task ahead of you, I mean, sure, it can be done every day. So because people that have tasks running for them, because that thing, as far as I'm concerned, that thing, itself, for people that most of the people that have cars that don't have drivers that are driving, you get, if you have to step out in the morning, it is advisable because that thing, it can make you sleep. You understand? You can sleep. Yes. After doing the next few hours, if you are not careful, it can make you sleep, and you cannot tell me that you be driving, and you want to drive and you will not plan yourself properly before you can sleep on the wheels. That thing can make you sleep. So yes, it can make, see, after doing, you can, after doing, normally most if it is at night, straight up you sleep, but the thing is that after doing, the slightest opportunity, sleep comes, and you give that sleep and you give that sleep a chance, you will sleep it. That's just it. You get it. Sex is something that is relaxing and all of that. It relaxes the nerves. It relaxes the brain. It burns your calories. As it's burning your calories, it keeps you relaxed. You get, so all of of those all those factors to so it has to be done in the right in the right proportion. You understand? What's
All
the
right.
second question again, sir? What's the second question?
Okay, I'm asking what you would say are the negative or positive effects of having sex every day. I listed some negative effects. So do you think there's anything positive about having sex every day, or more negatives?
The positive effect is that I mean you keep fit, just keep you fit.
It keeps you fit.
Energetic, like your body and also the brain also keeps the brain and the body fit. And always relax. And always relax. Yes. And always relax.
It's
you
okay.
Understand? And it's not too good too if your brain is too relaxed. You understand? Your brain has to be active because that is equal to sleep. You understand? It's equal to sleep. So like I said before, after doing if you give sleep forms by mistake and you give sleep a chance, you will most likely sleep for a very long time. So
all right.
So it gives one rest, like the heart. Like I said, it burns calories. Just like I said. Even not that.
So it burns calories, ke?
It burns calories, now doesn't.
All right.
It burns calories.
All right, that's fine.
So
thank you.
The blood cells, and all of that, all of this. So
all right.
Yeah.
Thank
by
you.
the way, before I go, before I drop the call, everybody should, in as much as don't worry, but make everybody stay their lane after the flow they go.
We don't understand this your day their lane, but bye bye. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Let me ask your question. From your introduction, you asked a question.
But you did not tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Never mind.
Okay. Never mind. Welcome.
Okay. You asked a question. Can a lady ask a man out? I will say yes. There would have been no David to read about. Should Ruth not approach
Boaz?
Yes, Boaz. So
did she approach him or he noticed her? She approached him to work. She approached him because she was looking for work now, to work in his farm. Then he now noticed that she was hardworking, that she has good qualities. That's how it happened now. Isn't that how it happened? But I get your point.
All right, let me go straight to the topics of the day.
All right.
Yeah, you are talking about everyday sex or regular sex.
Yeah.
The word everyday will mean a pattern of doing something. Or an act. Yes. So when you say every day, there are people that have sex morning, afternoon, evening. Yes, there are people that
as in 3 square meals.
Yes, there are people that do it regularly, just as let's say for the sex workers. Yes, they do it regularly. Every now and then, there are customers even waiting or queuing up online. So I think for the drunk, those people that drink, you can not tell them that don't drink to stupor. And for those how they call the ones that eat more than their intake, how do you call them? The gluttonous eaters. You don't have to tell them not to eat excessive. So for those that have that high libido for sex, I think the only advice to give to them is eat fresh, refresh yourself regular to keep yourself fit. That is all I can say.
All right. Okay. This one that people are saying to keep yourselves fit. It's okay. All right, beautiful people, keep your calls coming in. Keep it coming. I did for you. I'm taking calls. I'm taking messages as well. Send messages to 0701 9339 962 0701 9339 962. Okay, so text me. All right, let me know what you think. Like I said earlier, if you cannot say it with your mouth, I did for you, I will say it for you. Okay? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Amaka Felix.
Good morning to you. Go ahead, I can hear you.
Mr. Marcus from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome, Mr. Marcus. Oh, it's been a minute. How are you?
Thank God.
All right.
I don't know if I am mistaken. I heard you say, you're saying not out of your experience, but somebody told you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
At what age?
Which one is at what age? I can be 50 and I've decided not to have sex. I mean, can't I make that decision? Besides, how old do you think I am?
You don't sound that way.
Do not be
That's
deceived.
That's by the way anyway. But Amaka, you might be saying the reality. I'm not here to doubt you.
Of course.
I am saying out of the things I have seen.
Okay.
I still have a friend at the age of 30 something that is still a virgin till now.
Okay.
So I'm not doubting you. That's by the way. Amaka, I just wanted to join this talk, not as if I am trying to learn, but let me just share something with something.
Okay.
You quoted the videos, music where you say
one for the road.
One for road. Before you leave. Don't mind the video. Did you hear me? Yes. I was once a dancer.
A dancer?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
If you know someone that was as young as call it 19 or 17 to 25 by 18, there is a competition going on worldwide then called Jump Player Dancing Competition.
Jump Player?
Just as you have Jump Player Dancing Competition, yeah.
Okay.
Just as you have this football competition all over the world. Jump Player Dancing Competition was then booming. As a dancer, why did I reflect those days? As a dancer, after coming out from the dancing from the hall, you find out that so many friends, so many opposites of you who want to identify with you. Some of them want to go with you. You won't look. You will not look for girls, but girls will.
They will come.
And let me tell you, the worst thing a man can do to himself is to drink sex like water. Let's listen to this therapist and her advice. She did not experience all. I think she got this that she's passing to many people now.
Yeah, from talking to people.
From what people have related, to her.
Yeah.
Not out of her own experience. But I want to tell you out of my own experience. The worst thing that can happen to a man is you accepting everybody and you want to, at a time, let me tell you, you've died of sex. And you see it like nothing. Amaka?
Yes, please.
And every other person who's listening. We should not be having it every day. Not because you get tired of it. Not because you get tired of it. You see that saw that the therapist mentioned
Mm.
is called pelvic ulcer. Pelvic ulcer is as dangerous as any other thing you can remember. And it makes the body stink. It takes a lot. It takes a whole lot for a woman to take care of pelvic ulcer. It does not take a whole lot to develop it. Regular sex can lead to pelvic ulcer.
Everyday
And
sex,
if
you
have
mean?
experienced- Yes, of course.
Okay.
Everyday sex. Somebody mentioned the sex workers. If they should come out and tell you what they are going through, you wouldn't want anybody you know to do that as a business. Some of them stinks. Some of them smells. But they won't tell you. Pelvic ulcer is very dangerous to any woman. Man's wound can be taken care of very easy, unlike pelvic ulcer. So I will advise every one of us who is listening. Sugar has good taste, but sometimes you see the seller will carry some quantity of sugar from the market and come back. It is not all the sugar that people rush to buy. And sometimes the seller of the sugar does not consume it as regular as he sees the sugar because it is sweet. Let's not see sex as a different thing altogether.
All right.
God made it for a purpose. He made it for a purpose, and that purpose is supposed to stand for. It is something that can unite two people, help you have offerings and things like that. But when you go above that, and God has made it to be, it will be against you. I wouldn't want to tell you much, because if I begin to talk some certain things, who knows if it is what this man is going through. Please, I'm advising every listener to do it with modesty.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, keep your calls coming in. I'm still in the business of taking calls and, of course, taking your messages. 0701-9339-962 for messages, text messages, WhatsApp messages. I see your messages coming in. Please do not stop them from coming. Keep them coming, and the earlier the better. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Amaka. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, what's your name?
It's Wilson. Yeah, Wilson.
You're welcome, Wilson. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, talk to me.
Sorry. Let me go straight to your question. Having sex every day. Are you there?
Of course.
Okay. Having sex every day. I think for me, I mean, it's not advisable.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the side of the men, let me use men as example. Having sex every day, it makes you dry.
Makes you what?
Dry.
Okay, dry.
Yes. Because as soon as you have sex every day, automatically you must surely come up. Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
You will ejaculate.
Yeah. So it makes the men, mostly the men, to dry up. You're eating a feeling like, no matter what you eat, it looks silly, like, I mean, you will just be going down gradually. But in the side of the females, females, there is this strength that God gave to them. A woman can withstand sex as numbers of. It depends on how the sex comes. But, sorry, you talked about couples. I think the one thing I understand is, are you hearing me? One thing I understand is when it comes to couples, like on your wedding day, after the wedding or before the wedding, Amaka. It's only sometimes you saw. Sometimes they saw some persons they forgot to like have sex because of tiredness or something. I mean, I think it's only when a man sleep with his own sister or sleep with his own brother, with her own brother, that you're not meant to have sex.
No, wait, I don't understand. Take that again,
Okay,
please.
Okay. I'm talking about the issue of like after the wedding or before the wedding, the night before the wedding or after the night before the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only when a man, like, you sleep with your sister or you're
not with you. You mean when the couples, and if the couple is not together, if they're not in the same room? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh, okay. I lost Wilson there, but Wilson, try calling again. Let me get your point, because for a minute there I wasn't following anymore. But let's see. Let me get into messages already. Let's get started with some of the messages here. Oh, this one is really long. Go wahala. All right, let's do this call first. Hello, good evening to you.
Sorry, it's me, Wilson.
All right, welcome.
So as I'm saying, it's only when you maybe someone is there, or your sister is there, or your brother is there, that you can have sex. If not, there is nothing will make you not to have sex with your partner at the night of after wedding or before the wedding. Then when it comes to issue of having bruises, are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. See, females.
Mm-hmm.
A woman can have sex without having bruises. What is bruises for? The vagina is opened. There is no numbers of things that she will come across that will make her have bruises.
Sorry. So let me ask you a quick question. Do you have a vagina?
Huh?
Do you have a vagina?
No, I'm a male.
So how would you know that a woman will not have bruises irrespective of the amount of sex she has?
Except she's a virgin.
Whether a virgin or not, that's the whole point of the conversation. That's what we're saying. This is a side effect of everyday sex. This is something that can happen. You understand that, of course, you are sexually active. You are sexually active, right? Let me not assume. Are you sexually active?
No.
Okay, you don't have sex. You've never had sex, or you've not been having sex for a while now. Which is it?
I do it once in a while.
Okay, once in a while you have sex. Now, you understand the importance of a woman being wet. The vagina being wet.
Yeah.
Good. So when the vagina is wet, how is the sex like? No, let's talk about it. How is the sex? And then when the vagina gets dry, do you stop to notice the difference between when the vagina is wet and when it is dry? When you are thrusting, do you stop to notice the difference between when the woman gets dry eventually? Because that happens at some point during copulation. So the point is, it's not possible for you to say that no matter what a woman does, no matter how much sex she has, irrespective of the number of penises that comes into her vagina, a woman would never get bruised. No. Absolutely not. Apart from being a virgin or not. In fact, not all virgins bleed. Not all virgins bleed. Not all virgins will be bruised. But generally, if a woman has sex, if a woman is penetrated, especially when her vagina is not lubricated, there's a fat chance you will hurt her because you will bruise her vagina. It is a painful experience. Sex is painful pleasure for women, especially. So when you hear, painful pleasure or sweet pain, it is usually addressed to women because it's women who usually experience some sort of pain that comes with the pleasure. And that pain would usually come when her vagina is not lubricated enough. Maybe so at some point during the sex, she begins to dry up because it happens. So when she begins to dry up, that's when you notice that, oh, okay. So it becomes painful sometimes. So women will begin to scream. The sound might be louder at that point. Some men would confuse it or mistake it for pleasure. Sometimes it's not pleasure. It's that her vagina is drying up and it don't start to pain her. And that's why she's screaming like that. Some women will not, I mean, I don't think that a lot of women get to talk about these things. But then that's the whole point of being here on Lovey Dovey. You get exposure. So that's how it works. You told me you are a man. So now I'm telling you I'm a woman, so I can tell you from the standpoint of a woman. I hope you understand.
Yeah, I do. Okay, good morning,
All right. Thank you for calling, Wilson. Let's see. I have messages here to read. This one says, "Good morning, baby Amaka. Hell no, everyday sex is not recommended. I can do it regularly, but not every day. I'd say I think I'm almost an addict, because if I have a partner who needs regularly, then I'm on. But if I'm with the one that don't want it regularly, I can curtail it too. But I love it regular, and I'd like to share my experience with you one day." Big IK from PH. All right, thank you for texting, Big IK. Yeah, one day you get to share your experience with us here on Lovey Dovey. We would love to listen to you. Okay. Meanwhile, I want to quickly take one or two messages so we can go. Okay, so this one says, this is from Degracia SV Lib. There is time for everything. Even the creator of the universe says so in his words. Okay. Let's see. Ikechukwu Sterling says, having sex every day is not necessary. It drains your goals. Okay, this should be necessary. Arinze Ekweme says, if you have the strength to ride, maybe. Okay, strength to ride, huh? All right. Let's go to this one. It says, "Good morning, baby girl. At times I get confused with our topic of discussion. Sweetheart, no matter how we store water in our tanks, whether we use it or not, one day it will surely finish. Amaka, my love, if a child is hungry every day, won't he or she eat every day? If my vagina and clitoris are hungry for something huge, thick and veiny, I must eat no matter the time or season. If my odogo is tired, there are ways of making dry bones rise again." By giving it a good head or blowjob. So to me, I need to change my oil regularly to avoid breakdown of engine. However, I can't sleep on duty. Immediately after my wedding, hubby must be prepared, because if he can't put me in the mood, I'll do that myself. Wahala deo. Sleeping on duty is a sin, baby girl, from the radio goddess Princess Beauty. Okay, so dear princess, at the end of the day, you still mentioned that you need to change your oil regularly. So yes, you want to have sex regularly, which is recommended, right? Regular sex is of course recommended. Everyday sex, however, is not recommended. So that's the difference. Let's go. Let's take this other one. Here it says, "Lovely greetings, Amaka. I think there's no yes or no answer as to whether or not people should have daily sex, as it always depends on individual preferences. I personally would recommend doing it every other day if it must be had frequently. Then, secondly, while there could be health benefits to having intercourse, doing it orally could also lead to discomfort or overwhelming feelings." I'm Michael from Iwofe. Michael, is good to read from you. Good morning to you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead to read this one now. This is another really long one. All right, it says, "Good morning, goddess of the airwaves. I'm glad to be awake today to listen to this educating topic. My opinion goes, everyday sex is likely not dangerous as long as you and your partner are safe, you consent, you take breaks, and you use lubrication." Okay, I like that you mentioned that. "Communication is essential in a sexual relationship. Be honest and comfortable with your partner about how you feel to ensure healthy, safe, and satisfying sex. However, you can have as much sex as you would like, even every day or several times a day. If you are not experiencing any adverse effects like discomfort, irritation, or swelling." Okay. You know, the thing is, I like how you people are sending these messages. I like how you have added this because you know that these things are possible. That it's possible that via everyday sex, swelling, irritation, discomfort can occur. All right. I continue. For some, too much sex can lead to genital irritation. Having a lot of sex could also possibly increase your risk of certain infections. Listen to your body and take a break if you are experiencing pain or other physical side effects from sex. Consult a healthcare provider if your symptoms are severe or long-lasting. I am Prince Noble Jr., the bull of the bullless. Okay, oh. Well done, oh, bull of the bullless. We see you. All right, this one says, this place on a plan me today, because what in the world, these long messages. Let's see. Okay, should I take this call? Have I? Okay. Fresh caller. Hello, good morning. Are you a fresh caller? Yes, please. Good morning to you.
I want advice. This is Mr. Marcus. I called before now.
Okay, but you give us take 30 seconds, please.
Yes, of course. If there is any way you can pass this message to your sister station, 99.5 FM, where the contrary is the story. Let them share this information from the sex therapist, please. What I am hearing that side is different from what I am hearing from your station.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so let's go with this message here. It says, good night, presenter. Even though I'm not the type that keeps midnight charts or conversation, hence I like to sleep and rest after the day's stress. But I really love your programs. For a few times and moments I do listen to you, and I also understand why it's better at midnight. Today's own is really wonderment. Do you know I was sleeping and it was like dreaming and hearing, it was like I was dreaming and hearing this topic. I only woke now to notice it's a radio series. Okay, I was a victim of this because I was a virgin till 30 years. Keeping away from women, and when I definitely had a woman, I almost let's see, what do I use to censor this language that you put here now? I almost used all my strength away. Okay, I almost finished all my strength till I understood that I may just give up if I don't take it easy. Hey. So you went to go and do what? You went to go and what? Bros, you don't want to take it easy? Maybe because my lady was very pretty and attractive. So men, especially, has to take it easy and know you are putting up energy and you might lose more weight and strength to be able to face the work for the day's challenge. Okay. All right. You didn't add your name, but okay. All right. Thank you for texting. So he says that so because he was a virgin he was a virgin until he got to 30. So you had sex for the first time at 30, and then you noticed that the day you finally caught a woman, you wanted to finish her that day. Ha! You safe now for you. You don't like to calm down? Be calming down, please. All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you for texting. Thank you for calling. Thank you for doing lovey-dovey with me every other day. It's Thursday today. It's the final episode. We're going to have the final episode of lovey-dovey. It's going to be Music Month Thursday. Yeah, we will have the final episode of lovey-dovey if everything goes according to plan. All right. So if we do not have lovey-dovey today, expect it on Monday. All right, just do carryover. You can just be checking for the days that we will have it. All right, my darlings, thank you so much for listening to me every other day that you listen to me. It's always a pleasure getting to do this with you. Okay, now do not forget to keep it locked with us right here on Today 95.1 FM. Yeah, we are your premium news, sports, and talk radio. We give you premium content all day, every day. Now I'll walk with that. All right. Have a blissful day, beautiful people. Make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. From me to you, it's a good night and, of course, good morning. P.S. Do not forget to follow me on everything social media. On Facebook, it's Amaka Felix. On Instagram, the Amaka Felix. And on X, Amaka of Port Harcourt. Because last, not me. Have yourselves a good day, beautiful people.
Sa dulo ng walang hanggang matapos ang kailan pa man. Ikaw ang siyang mamahalin at lagi nang sasambahin. Manalig kang di ka naluluha giliw. At kung sadyang siya lang ang iyong mahal, asahan mo ako'y di hahadlang. Habang ikaw ay maligaya, ako'y maghihintay, maging hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan. Giliw kung sadyang siya lang ang iyong mahal. Asahan mo ako'y di hahadlang. Habang ikaw ay maligaya, ako'y maghihintay, maging hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan. Maging hanggang sa dulo ng, maging hanggang sa dulo ng, maging hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan. Walang ang pangarap ko'y nagmula sa'yo, sa iyong ganda ang puso'y di makalimot. Tuwing kapiling ka, tanging nadarama ang pagsilip ng bituin sa
Are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.